What will improve your chances of securing a Tier 2 job in the UK after graduating from a British university? If you're interested to find out more, then keep on watching, because in today's video I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to secure a Tier 2 job as an international student. Hi guys, I'm Valeria from mindthegrad.com and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm a career coach for international students and I help them secure their first job in the UK. On my YouTube channel, I share my personal success as well as advice for current and future international students, so make sure you subscribe so you never miss another video from me. A few years ago, I managed to get a Tier 2 job for myself when I graduated from university, and now I work as an independent consultant for many international students. With my experience applying for jobs and also helping other international students apply and secure jobs, I have noticed that there are certain characteristics all the successful candidates possess. And the good news is that you're actually in control of all these things, and you can definitely acquire all of these qualities if you prepare in advance. So actually anyone can improve the chances of securing a Tier 2 job. So if you're interested to find out what you need to do, then give me a like and let's go. The first thing you need in order to secure a Tier 2 job as an international student is advanced level of English. And that does not mean high scores in IELTS or TOEFL. What I mean by advanced level of English is your fluency, your ability to deliver complex ideas and speak in business professional English. As you can hear, my English is not perfect, and thank you for all the hate comments about my accent, but I worked hard in order to develop communication skills. You can do that as well. There are many ways to improve your communication skills. You can either take a course at your university or do a lot of courses online, or actually you can do it for free if you put enough of effort. If your English is just okay, you're not going to progress to the next stage of an application process, unless it is a super technical role that does not require you speaking or communicating to another team member. A lot of international students struggle with phone interview stage. That is because you have to sound professional and clear on the phone, and it could be really hard if it's not your first language. So please make sure you spend enough time to become an effective communicator. Otherwise, you're going to really struggle to stand out amongst other candidates. The second quality or thing that you need in order to secure a job in the UK or improve your chances of securing a Tier 2 job in the UK is having at least a 2-1 in your degree. What does it mean? It means having at least 60% in your course, or another name for it is upper second class honors, or for masters sometimes it's called the merit. When I tell prospective students or people who are looking for a job that you need at least 2-1 in order to improve your chances, they get defensive or upset. Oh Valeria, why does my grade matter? Really, I'm so smart and intelligent, I just didn't do well in this course and now I'm not gonna get a job. Well guys, I am not saying you're not gonna get a job, but it's gonna be way harder. First of all, a lot of companies directly state on the application page or entry requirements that you need to have at least 2-1. When I applied for my visa, once I got my job, they have actually checked that I have a 2-1 in my degree before issuing an offer letter. You might think it's a bit strict, but think about it. These companies are going to invest a lot of money into your visa, your training and so on. How can they filter candidates? They're not asking for 100% in all your courses. They're not asking for, all top marks. They're just asking you for a general achievement of 60%, which is actually an average grade that people get in the UK. Maybe not average, but around average. So in conclusion, if you want to make sure you can apply to all the jobs available on the market, make sure you get a 2-1. Moving on to a third thing you need in order to secure a Tier 2 job as an international student is having a very strong candidate profile or a CV. You are selling yourself to an employer, so you need to have a very strong personal brand or candidate profile. But what does it mean? It's actually a combination of many factors. It could be amazing personal achievements, academic achievements, work experience, volunteering, and so on. So imagine an employer is looking through 100 CVs and they have to choose some candidates that attract their attention. If you don't have anything that is going to spark interest, you're not going to have anything that is going to attract them to you personally, why would they pick you? So let me give you an example of a weak candidate profile. A weak candidate profile will look like that. Average grades, no work experience, no volunteering, no extracurricular activities, no positions of responsibility, maybe like a part-time job that is not very relevant, and no particular hobbies. Let me give you some examples of how my CV looked when I applied for my first graduate job when I was 21. I had positions of responsibility. I was a president of society and I was a treasurer at another society. Then I had average grades, but actually very strong grades for high school, and a lot of banks and other financial firms actually scanned for this information. I had work experience. It wasn't relevant work experience, but it was impressive. I had 2 part-time jobs while at university, or 3, and I also had volunteering experience. As you can see, it's a combination of different things. You don't have to have all of them in order to become a strong candidate, but you do have to have something to help you stand out from other candidates. The 4th thing you need in order to secure a Tier 2 job in the UK after graduating is having a strong interview skills. And that is a thing that is so easy to improve as long as you practice and prepare in advance. That is separate from having advanced English. You can have advanced English but have very poor interview skills. What does it mean to have strong interview skills? You have to deliver your thoughts and ideas clearly and in a very structured manner. You also need to be personable, relatable, enthusiastic, friendly, and so on. You really need to learn how to build a connection with an interviewer. That is not rocket science. You can practice and learn these skills if you dedicate your time. Also, you have to prepare in advance of your interview. You have to study the company, study the possible questions, study the role, the sector, the industry. Let me give you a personal story. When I applied for a graduate job in an investment bank, I went for an interview and there were other candidates there as well. I have prepared so much in advance because I really wanted that job, and I have found out on their website they have actually said, here is a list of questions we might ask you in an interview. I have studied all these questions, and one of the questions was, what is the share price of the company? Obviously, I have learned everything by heart, and this question came up during an interview. After the interview was finished, another candidate came up to me and said, can you imagine they asked me for a share price? And I was surprised to hear that. I mean, it is the first thing you should do. You should prepare the questions they tell you to prepare. Obviously, they asked me other questions outside of the questions they told me there would be on interview, but it's the first thing you need. Preparing in advance is 50% of success. So working on your interview skills is going to help you so much when you applying for jobs. And that is one of the things that I teach my clients in my coaching programs. Check out my website if you want to work with me one-on-one. Moving on to the 5th thing you need in order to get a Tier 2 job in the UK is having a lot of time. What does it mean, time? Time, obviously a very philosophical, abstract concept, but in this particular situation, I mean, you have to apply way in advance. You should not start applying for jobs in the last months of your degree. It has to be at least 1 year in advance. So if you just arrived in the UK and you're starting your master's, hello, that's when you should start applying for jobs. It's gonna take you so much time to research the positions, to research the company, to research the requirements, improve your profile, improve your CV, improve your interview skills, blah, 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 blah. I go on about time and applying in advance and starting early in all my videos, but it is so important. Unless you start in advance, you're gonna be struggling a lot when it comes to securing a job in the UK. And moving on to a 6th quality in order to secure a Tier 2 job is having a direction in your career. You need to have a clear motivation or direction in your career before applying for a job. You can't just apply for all the jobs and positions you can find on internet. If you have not thought in advance about what kind of career you wish to have, you did not tailor your CV, you did not tailor your personal profile to this career. Also, when you know what kind of role or position you want to have, you would have taken the extracurricular activities in a similar field or probably have done similar qualifications that will help you achieve success in that role. But if you are just applying to all the jobs, your CV is going to look really irrelevant to the job you're applying to. The second point that I want to highlight when talking about direction career, you need to pick a career that is going to help you secure a sponsorship job. I have talked about this in detail in this video, and I have highlighted which sectors are more likely to sponsor a job. I'm not saying you should pick a job just because of sponsorship, but be strategic about what kind of jobs and companies you apply for. Yes, in ideal situation, all types of jobs can get sponsored. And probably that is true. If you're super talented and driven, you can find a job in any sector and secure the tier 2 job. But if you want to improve your chances, and that is the point of this video, you have to try for a career that is more widely sponsored. That's what I have done. I applied for a graduate scheme in human resources, in a finance sector and other types of sectors that sponsor, because I knew that's where they have the ability to sponsor students like me. On that topic, I actually have a list of 50 companies that are currently sponsoring international students. You can download it for free on my website, the link is below, and don't forget to leave me a comment if you like my list. If you have any questions, don't forget to ask. And also, check out my website. I offer free introduction calls for all students that are considering to work with me. Thank you for watching and best of luck from Mind the Grad. Bye!